I know that this is maybe even people's favorite drama of the year, but I did not like. Hello, I am back with another ranking video, and this time it's K-drama edition. Since I've already done C-drama version, I am going to leave a little comment here ranking every single drama I watched for this year because it was just K-dramas and C-dramas that are at the top. It would really shock me if a Japanese drama or Thai drama made the rankings, but unfortunately not this year. So in today's video, I will be talking about the best and worst of K-dramas 2024. I'm going to start off with the worst, and then I'm going to mention some notable dramas for best K-dramas. I didn't want to rank every single K-drama I watched because I actually watch a lot of K-dramas and this video would be too long. My C-drama video was already really long at 40 minutes and that took a lot of time to cut, so we're going to try to make this quicker, hopefully. And so I'm going to just go right into the worst dramas. And one side note I have to say is that dramas that are actually super bad, I can't finish. So the fact that I was able to finish it means it had to be of a certain quality. Yeah, I just don't choose to watch garbage dramas. I think the dramas that I don't like are dramas that other people can enjoy. So worth a mention. You could consider watching it and maybe you actually like this drama, but you know I don't. The worst drama I watched this year was Marrying My Husband, and I rated this as 6.5. So this plot is the very basic. The girl's husband cheats on her with her best friend, and this story follows a female lead who gets killed by her husband, and then she goes back in time before they're married, and basically she's just trying to marry off her boyfriend slash future husband to her best friend who cheated with him. And so yeah, that's basically the entire story. I think this is like such a tropey plot. This has been done so many times over and they just didn't do it well. I think my issue is I just didn't think Na In-woo as the male lead was properly casted. I think first off, he is a rookie compared to Park Min-young, who's been in the industry for a lot longer. I just felt like she was carrying the drama a little too hard. And I think the thing about these dramas is the point of the male lead is so that they're super tropey and swoony, and I just didn't get any of that from Na In-woo. His character was just very boring. And then in general, this drama isn't very satisfying because the entire point is you're supposed to be vicariously satisfied. You should feel a lot of joy as she takes down her ex-best friend and her old husband, but I just didn't feel much for it. Like genuinely, this blew up and I was just surprised because I think that this trope has just been done better and it's nothing revolutionary anyways. Yeah, so for me, honestly, I would watch a different drama of this trope. There's a lot out there. Maybe I'll throw some up on screen because I can't think of them at the moment. But yeah, I would skip Marry My Husband and watch a different one instead. So second worst drama I watched this year is Wedding Impossible, and I also rated this a 6.5. Basically, this girl and her gay best friend get into a contract marriage because the gay best friend doesn't want his family to know he's gay. It just also ends up that way. And basically, his younger brother, who wants his older brother to inherit the company, thinks that she's like in the way of his brother's success, so he tries to seduce her and the two end up falling in love. So first off, the entire premise is weird. Like, I just thought it was so weird that he was falling in love with his brother's girl because he doesn't know his brother's gay. So he doesn't know that the relationship is fake and he's trying to seduce her and he falls in love with her. Also, the entire synopsis is based off the male lead's love for his older brother, but I didn't get that at all. I felt like he was a really selfish character, obviously chasing after his brother's girlfriend, and the fact that he's pushing on the company to his older brother, I just thought it was so stupid. So I don't know. The entire concept of this was weird, and I also found no chemistry between Moon Sang-min and I forgot her female lead. But yeah, I just didn't think they had any chemistry, so not worth a watch either in my opinion, but I somehow still finished it. And in third worst, I have Serendipity's Embrace.
Serendipity.
What even is this title? Serendipity.
Serendipity.
Like, what does it even mean? Anyways, this plot follows high school friends that reunite. She's his first love and he returns back to Korea. She doesn't know that he's his first love. They reunite and he's kind of like hitting on her, getting involved with her, and then they fall in love. Oh, I rated this as 7, by the way. And basically, there was no chemistry and the entire plot line was just boring. It's honestly just your average rom-com, and it's just so weird that there was like no interesting element. Like, objectively thinking about what the drama was, I feel like I should have liked it. It was exactly my genre. We love Potato Boy, but the two just had no chemistry. Her character was flat. His character was flat. It was only 6 episodes, which makes sense that there was no development, but I just wonder what the purpose of them making it 6 episodes was, because I feel like short dramas, they should have no plot and it should just be quick, sweet, cute. This one, it felt like they were trying to do what a full-length drama would do, but rushed everything and only included the bad parts, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it was just boring, kind of disappointing because it could have just been something sweet, short, cute, little fluff drama, but it was none of that. And then in fourth worst, I have Hierarchy, rated also at a 7. And so this plot is basically just a rich people high school, rich people problems. The female lead breaks up with her boyfriend. This poor new guy comes in and pretends to date her, and she's like hiding something from her ex, and basically the poor new boy, who is our male lead, is trying to find the secret behind his older brother's death because his older brother used to go to this high school and got like killed or something, or committed suicide, something like that. So anyways, this drama, I think a lot of people were anticipating it. Number one, we love a good rich school, high school drama. Come on, think The Heirs. Just this genre tends to do well. But the thing is, the plot line fell so short. I feel like this kind of drama, you actually need some really good plot twists. Otherwise, the drama isn't interesting. Like, I mean, first of all, it's a murder mystery. There has to be something interesting. And this is a spoiler, but the funniest bit is that our female lead and male lead don't end up together. And I didn't ship them anyways. Like, I liked her with her ex-boyfriend because the ex-boyfriend treated her well. This is just so messy. Acting wise was good. It's just their characters just weren't giving really. I think the plotline is actually more of an issue than the characters. Our male lead is such an extra. Like, I was not invested in him and his whole finding out the truth. I didn't ship him with the female lead either. I think the female lead could have been a little bit more developed. I think the only thing I really liked was her relationship with her ex-boyfriend. And other than that, there was kind of like nothing else. And even the ending is just kind of like, it's supposed to be a plot twist, but I'm just not very interested whatsoever. It was just something that everyone had a lot of anticipation and expectations for, and it just didn't meet anything. It wasn't like god awful, it just wasn't good. It just was nothing, which is why I gave it a 7. So next worst, in fifth worst drama I watched this year, is What Comes After Love, and I rated this also a 7. So basically the story is this Korean girl studies abroad in Japan. She dates this Japanese dude, they break up, and the story starts when they end up reuniting in Korea for work reasons. And basically, I liked this drama initially. I even mentioned it in another video of mine. I think it was September K-dramas. I think this is when this aired. And it was just good. It was angsty. It was refreshing because, yeah, studying abroad, that's a pretty new genre, I guess. And yeah, it's an international? It's an international relationship, so that was also very new, interesting to see. She was pretty good at Japanese, so I feel like it's not like the language barrier that I kind of was interested in seeing when I watched this drama, and maybe a more common issue that international relationships would face. And then the second half, I just don't know what the point of the drama was. Like, she kind of did her current boyfriend dirty. Yeah, basically, it's just kind of like as the drama kept progressing, I was kind of wondering why anything was happening at that point. It just seemed so pointless, purposeless, like nothing happened, but stuff changed. And see, I feel like you need to build up to the reason why they change, but things just suddenly changed. So it didn't make any sense to me. It doesn't feel very satisfactory. And I just think the second half just fell flat. There was just nothing good about it. And again, I think what I'm saying about all these dramas is like, it's nothing awful because I finished them somehow, and I watched these dramas because they were good enough at some point. But it just, there wasn't anything exciting about it to a certain point. And it's kind of a shame because I thought they had really good chemistry, but no iconic scenes after like the first 3, I think. So it kind of just fell flat right after that. Lastly, this is going to be a very, very unpopular opinion. And this is the reason why I chose to say the worst 6 dramas that I've watched. And it's going to be Love Next Door, which I rated a 7.5 out of 10. So this plot is basically just childhood friends reunite. So they grew up together, they're like besties, and then she goes to study abroad, work abroad, and they get separated. And the story starts when she comes back after her life falling apart, and she's like back in Korea, and they reunite and fall in love, So I know that this is maybe even people's favorite drama of the year, but I did not like Love Next Door. In the beginning, great. Drama of the year, basically. No, not really, because drama of the year was clearly drama of the year since the second episode aired. I had so many expectations for it. I'm a Reply 1997 fan. I literally made a video about Reply 1997 because I was really enjoying Love Next Door. But basically, in the second half, when their relationship starts, is where I start hating this drama. Basically, my main beef with this drama is I hate the male lead. Like, there is nothing likable about him. This might be really shocking because everyone calls him a green flag, but to be honest, I find him a red flag. So basically, their relationship as friends kind of ends when she studies abroad because he can't deal with his feelings. Once he recognizes that he has feelings for her again, he tries to cut her off even though they're literally best friends. And it's just so stupid because, so number one, he just doesn't confess. So she has no idea why he's distancing her from him, and the best part is she's secretly in love with him, right? So it's even more infuriating that he just decides to ruin their friendship by just ghosting her instead of telling her that he has feelings and needing some space, you know? That's completely different. And then basically the plot keeps going and we find out that she has depression and reaches out to Seung-hyo, and Seung-hyo does not respond. He ignores her texts and like all her cries for help, you know? Like she's messaging him, she's lonely, she's like feeling it, and he's her best friend and she expects him to be there, and he just ignores her because he's so caught up in his own feelings. That's like my number one pet peeve. Like, your emotions are getting in the way of your friendship, and the worst part is he isn't even doing anything about it. If you confess and you need your time and distance, okay, respectable. And then the fact that he just never confesses and just goes through all of this on his own, I just think it's so stupid. And I get the whole like, oh, you could lose your friendship if you confess. He was losing the friendship either way, so I just think that's like the worst argument you can make about this drama. Another, like, it's in the details. Like when she makes him food for the very first time and it has like significance, he literally doesn't eat the food. At the same time, her ex-boyfriend appreciates it so much, he literally asks if he can eat it immediately in the restaurant. So you cannot tell me that Seung-hyo was a better boyfriend than the ex that she had. I guess lastly, what does she like about him? Like, genuinely, I don't get it. I understand why he likes her. She's always been a good friend to him. She's always been there for him. She's like brightened his life, you know? I don't see how he has ever done anything for her. I don't get it. Like, him being there for her, I just think is so unbelievable because when she was gone, he was like, out of sight, out of mind. I'm in love with you, but you're dating someone else. I can't speak to you. And then, yeah, he just goes through all this, like, he's just being so mean to her because he can't deal with his own feelings. So I don't know why she can fall in love with him. Like, if he had been better to her, sure. But Loki, he's just such a loser. Like, he's not even cool. Like, I didn't get this at all. Second half super fell off. I think there were also way too many characters. Like, I think they focused way too much on like the family and like all these ex plot lines. Like, I can't believe his ex was in the drama for like that many episodes. It's actually unreal. I literally could actually rant about this drama for an hour, but we're just gonna move on and start talking about the dramas that I actually liked. So I just want to mention some notable dramas. These are all the dramas that I rated an 8. And because there's 6 dramas I rated an 8, I didn't want to cover 13 dramas in this, especially when 6 of them were like a little bit lower. And honestly, off the top of my head, I wouldn't say I loved them. They just weren't terrible. So first off, we're going to mention The Trunk. Watch this. I mentioned my review in my November drama, I believe. Yeah, it's like not bad, but not great. Dear Haiti. This one's actually really funny because I actually really, really love this drama until the end half. I think the reason I rated it a little bit lower is more because I was disappointed because I had higher expectations. I don't actually hate this drama though. And I know a lot of people actually hate this drama. I would defend it and refute it, but it's not like this drama was that great for me to spend effort, time making a video about it. So 'tis life. Moving on. Family by Choice, not a bad drama, but didn't live up to the original Chinese, which is why it's kind of just sitting at an 8. It was good, but like not the best. Miss Night and Day. I really liked this drama up to a certain point. I think the most disappointing aspect was that they don't get together until like the last episode, and we don't just get enough romance moments between them, even though they're building the romance like the entire drama. So I thought that was kind of stupid. Other than that, I did appreciate the whole employment plotline because relatable. Then I have No Gain No Love, and if you remember my rom-com trio, it's really funny that No Gain No Love ended up being my favorite of the 3. I still think it has to fall short because I thought there was no chemistry between Shin Mi-na and Kim Young-dae. Yeah, I just couldn't see them together. They weren't very cute, and for a rom-com, the chemistry between the leads is everything. So plotline, objectively characters, everything like that was pretty solid, pretty good, but not the chemistry. Lastly, I have The Atypical Family. This drama was pretty interesting. I honestly don't really get it for like the first half. I think plot-wise, it's pretty unique, which gives it like bonus points. The only thing is, I don't understand the romance, and if I don't understand the romance for like a romance drama, I feel like it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, so it was like, had a lot of potential, but it wasn't fully fleshed out, I felt like. If it was like developed a little further in every like, I don't know, idea that they like had in mind, concept they had in mind, I think it just would have been a lot better. But yeah, it fell a little short, so we left her at an 8 as well. So in 8th place, I have When the Phone Rings. So this drama is about a married couple who live as if they're not married, and basically their marriage life changes once she gets kidnapped. Currently, this drama is still airing, so I only have an 8.5, and the rating could change depending on how the second half goes / the end half goes. I'm pretty confident it'll stay at where it is. I mean, I kind of already know the entire plot line, so I just think there's it's not gonna get worse, but it's not gonna get better either. I highly recommend you just watch episode 1 to hear the plot twist, because if you don't know what the plot is, watching the plot is pretty great. And so for the pros, we're just gonna spoil it right away. It's the premise. The entire idea that she is actually the kidnapper is revolutionary. It was not something I was expecting whatsoever, and for me to be shocked is pretty impressive, because I've been watching dramas for quite some time. All the buildup made sense for why she was doing what she was doing. It wasn't just some random twist. It made sense, and I like that it's similar to like Lovely Runner, as I mentioned in the video that I talked about this drama before. It really sets the stage for the entire shift of the drama, and then it's definitely very clearly rom-com, even though I wasn't expecting this to be a rom-com based off the plot, because I didn't know what this was gonna happen. And then the next pro is just the chemistry between the leads. I mean, Yoo Yeon-suk, he's getting nominated for MBC Daesang. Yeah, he's killing it in this role. I mentioned before in my previous video that his character feels like a character, like some novel from like 2010 or something, and I love it. I eat it up. It's cringy and tropey, but in a good way, so I love it. I love her. She's just such a sweetheart. I've seen Chae Soo-bin in a couple things as well, so I'm a fan. I want her to succeed. Her character is the sweetest. We love her. But then we have to go into the cons, and honestly, I had expectation for this to be maybe closest to drama of the year. I thought I was going to rate this maybe a 9, maybe a 9.5 if everything went well. But as I kept watching the drama, I just got so bored. I think one fact is just it's a murder mystery again. And with murder mysteries, you have to be surprised. But literally, everyone knows the plot line. Like, everyone knows who the bad guy is. Are you telling me there's a single person that wasn't shocked about who the bad guy was? I just don't think your murder mystery should be obvious. So I think that's my biggest flaw with this drama. And then honestly, chemistry can get you so far, but the thing is, the premise is that they're both already in love with each other, so we don't really see them develop feelings. It's already the basis, like they're already in love with each other. And for me, watching a drama, an entire appeal is watching them fall in love. So it's fine that they like each other already, but I just didn't see their feelings really develop further. It was always just like, I've always been in love with you. And that's also what one of my issues with this drama is he has no character besides being in love with her. He's just not a very complex character. There just isn't any depth to this drama, which is why it's a little lower than I feel like it should be. I feel like this deserves higher because production quality is great. I mean, the storyline is like good. It's just, again, I think I say this a lot, it's just not great, but it's not bad. So I think, yeah, like, you could eat this up, I think, if you are new to K-dramas, but I've seen one too many to be able to appreciate this anymore. Like, you need to do something good if you really want me to really have you higher up on my list. And 7th place is actually pretty surprising to me, and it's going to be Love Your Enemy. For a second, I got confused if it was Love My Enemy or Love Your Enemy. I currently have this at an 8.5, and that's honestly really high for a drama with main leads that have no chemistry. So this story follows two Ji-wons whose families are rivals. Seok Ji-won and Yoon Ji-won's grandfathers once loved the same woman, starting the rivalry that lasted each generation. So the two grew up being rivals, but ended up actually caring for each other. They meet again as adults, and again, fall in love. So first, we're just gonna go into the pros. It's enemies to lovers, one of my favorite tropes. The chemistry between the teen actors, which is what developed this drama in the beginning, was insane. They could be the entire drama. In a way, I wish they were the entire drama. And basically, the reason why I have this rated so high is because it's a fluff drama. I originally thought that they weren't going to be together very quickly, but my favorite part is that he's been in love with her and he's not in denial about it whatsoever. So Yahoo! Like, I thought we were gonna drag. I thought we were gonna drag a lot, but no, we didn't. And I was very shocking and I'm very surprised. And after that, once they got together, I was like, well, this is a great drama now. And then what I like is despite them now dating, honestly, nothing has changed because even before they weren't dating, they were in love with each other. Even as kids, when they were not dating, they were in love with each other. So I like that. Honestly, the dating is kind of just a title and a label, but nothing has changed with them at the core. It's not like they suddenly switched emotions overnight. Now they have this label. It's more the opposite, where they had these emotions, then they finally gave it a label, which I just think is the best way a romance can go. Overall, I'm just enjoying it. It's just cute, sweet, fluffy. All the characters are pretty enjoyable now. I mean, one of the most annoying tropes was the best friend being delusional and manipulating her, but that actually resolved. So honestly, there's nothing really annoying about this drama. It's not revolutionary, so she can't really go any higher. And so going into the cons, the reason this is like not, it could be a honestly perfect 10 if they did this really, really well, is just the chemistry between the main leads is not there. Chung Yoo-mi and Joo Ji-hoon are the main cast. They are both pretty big names. They're pretty famous, and they just don't have chemistry. I think her character has started to dull out upon becoming an adult, and I don't necessarily know if it's just her acting or it's just the writing. I think it's a mixture. I honestly think it's more the writing than the acting because Chung Yoo-mi is like has been around for a while, so I kind of expect that she's able to pull off what she is. I just think maybe someone's just miscasted here. And it might just be her, and nothing against her. I just don't think that this is the right role for her, especially with him. Maybe like they just don't have chemistry. I don't know what it is, but unfortunately, they're cute individually. I like their characters. Just together is like, give me back my teens. In sixth place is Queen of Tears, and I rated this also an 8.5. So this drama is going to maybe come as a very big shock because I have not mentioned this drama yet on my channel. It felt just a little bit short of a 9. I think the quality, production, story, everything was there. And it was also, I mean, look at the cast. You have Kim Soo-men, you have Kim Ji-won, like solid cast, insane chemistry. This plot follows a rich girl, poor boy get married for love, and then things go south once they're actually married. And then I guess to continue a little bit on, this is a little bit of a spoiler. I mean, this is kind of the rest of the synopsis for the show. But basically, she falls ill, and he is trying to get a divorce, and he realizes that he actually still loves her and is sad that she's dying. So yes. What I liked, number one, it was just well done production-wise. It's good quality. You have quality actors. The story is pretty solid, pretty refreshing. It brought me back to 2010. I don't know, this year is just bringing me back. Like this and When the Phone Rings are kind of the same genre, except this just did it better. But anyways, so their chemistry is great. The plotline, production, these things are good. It's actually a pretty funny drama. There were a couple of unexpected moments, and you know, we like refreshing plot lines. One of my favorite plot lines is the fact that her rich family has to live with his poor family, and I don't know, I love that this drama also centers around the whole idea that you can be poor and happy and then rich and unhappy. So pretty nice. And going into the cons, what I didn't like is him. I can get the premise of wanting a divorce, but I think it's a very short arc. It's from like 3 and 4 maybe. The very short arc where he is happy that she is dying. I think that is the silliest plotline, and you could have replaced it with anything else, and this would have exponentially increased my enjoyment of the drama. This drama could have been a 9 if they didn't include that plotline. I was just so annoyed by it. I thought it was so stupid, and then after that, I just didn't feel bad for him because like he spends the entire drama like repenting basically because he's like actually in love with her and realizes that like, hey, he doesn't want to lose her. But I just think it's so silly how happy he gets to get a divorce and like happy that she's dying. Like how cruel can you be to someone you love? Like I genuinely just thought it was unrealistic, and it was just supposed to be a funny point, but it's just so stupid. Like honestly, I couldn't like him the rest of the drama because of that one thing, and obviously that ruined some of my enjoyment of the drama because otherwise, besides that one tiny point, the rest of it was pretty solid. Like it was pretty funny, it was pretty enjoyable. Like there's a lot of iconic scenes. Their acting is great, their chemistry is great, you know, everything is solid. And then obviously that one thing of him I just thought was so stupid. Another con I had is the reason their relationship fell apart. I feel like it built up too much to this point. I think they should have revealed it earlier. It felt like this whole suspenseful thing, so you kind of expected something more, and it just wasn't as exciting. I think they should just revealed it earlier, and I would have been fine with this plot point. But Yeah, it just didn't have an effect on me. I feel like it was supposed to make me feel something and be like, oh, so this is why the relationship fell apart. How sad. Like, I didn't feel any of that. I was just kind of like, oh, is that it? I love how my cons last longer than how much I love the drama. See, it was just good otherwise, though. Kim Soo-men, we love him. He's so funny. He's great. They were just a good couple. Okay, and this drama in fifth place is Dr. Slump, and I also rated this an 8.5. So basically the story follows our main leads who are students that are rivals in high school because they both fight to be first place. She ends up as a doctor. She basically gets unlucky though, and her mentor is a douchebag that steals credit for her work. She kind of is a whistleblower, complains about him, and she ends up losing her job. She gets fired and depressed, going into a slump, hence Dr. Slump. She meets the male lead again, who is also very successful, but he gets accused of a crime that he didn't commit, so he like ends up losing everything, all his money, assets, whatever, and he also goes into a slump. So both of them meet at their lowest points, and the two work through their slump together and fall in love. And again, I guess I'm gonna start off with, yeah, this might be a shock to you because I understand quality-wise, this just might not be there. Like something like Queen of Tears, I can understand why everyone else would like it and rate it above this. But for me, I think it just resonated with me emotionally. The main reason why I was able to rate it above the other 8.5s, even though they're like all same quality, same rating, but I just love this more because of its realistic portrayal of depression. Mental illness is like kind of one thing that I relate to, struggle with. Like I really like dramas that touch on this because it really hits close to home, and I hate it a lot when a drama has really bad representation of mental health. Like, come on now, please. And I just think that it will leave a good message if you're able to write it well. And in this one, yeah, it portrayed it really realistically. It wasn't glamorized, which I hate the most. And it's realistic because there's a whole plot point where she and him are like happy together, and she just doesn't allow herself to be happy with him. And I just thought that was realistic with depression and how you're your own enemy, you know, at that point. And it's not like you want to be. So I was very forgiving when she like couldn't date him, but it was just realistic about how you have those highs and then all of a sudden you're like back down crashing. You're like, oh yeah, I'm depressed. Like, this is life. Like, this is reality. So I think I really vividly saw that. So that's why I really appreciate this drama. It really hit close to home. And yeah, so I think overall that entire plot, the way it carried out with them struggling with depression into them finally getting back up on their feet, I enjoyed it. Thoroughly good. Aside from that, their chemistry isn't off the charts, but it was cute and fluffy. And I guess the main thing for me was following the female lead and her emotions, and her journey was kind of a little bit more important to me. I thought the moments with her family were also really sweet and great. It was really heartwarming, I think. I had some giggles while watching this drama, so that's also much appreciated. And overall, pretty good, pretty solid. Yeah, I think the biggest con is the fact that there's nothing insanely great about this drama, but there was really nothing wrong with this drama. I just know it's not very revolutionary, so she can't really get much higher than the 8.5 that she is right now. So in fourth place, I have Romance in the House, and I rated this a 9 out of 10. So this plot follows a single mom who's raising her two kids after divorcing their dad. The eldest daughter is the head of the family and stressed as hell. Dad comes back into the picture. He's now rich and no longer the poor loser. He's still kind of a loser, but now he's just rich. He tries to win mom back while the eldest daughter is still very anti-dad. So I feel like right now all my top dramas are a little bit surprising because these are all dramas that nobody's really talking about and that I don't think anyone else would really say is their drama of the year. But for me, I really enjoyed this for, I guess, the refreshing plot. We're following this eldest daughter and her eldest daughter's trauma. I think this is realistic. This is something I feel like that people talk about, especially when they're eldest siblings of like immigrant families. It was just very relatable. It was refreshing to see it portrayed on screen. Yeah, basically, I really like this drama for our female lead. Her figuring out life and her relationship with her mom, which I thought was really cute and sweet. It showed the reality of having good intentions and not being able to actually provide for your family, not being able to execute to the same thing is also like a flaw, you know? So that's what we get. I think it's sweet that we're getting a romance between the mom and the dad. You get these feelings of like, the mom's kind of lonely. She loved this man. He's a good man, but just a very terrible parent kind of situation. And yeah, it was funny. lighthearted, sweet. It had all the elements. It's kind of a sweet, short watch. Nothing too deep, but it was done well, which is why I gave it a solid 9. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The chemistry between Nan and Minho was great. It's also kind of funny considering this isn't a very, very heavy romance drama. It has romance, but it definitely is more of a family drama. The entire plotline and characters, development, all good, solid, great. So in third place, I have Good Partner, and I rated this a 9 out of 10 as well. So this follows a successful cold divorce lawyer whose husband turns out to be cheating on her. Funny, she's a divorce lawyer. Her husband's cheating on her. And then this newbie lawyer is forced to work with her. She ends up taking charge of her boss's divorce case, and the boss and her develop a great partnership and navigate the balance between being people and being lawyers together. This is just really well written. If I'm being honest, this is kind of comparable to Hospital Playlist. It's very episodic. They have cases and how the cases impact them as people. And it was just well written throughout, like pretty solid writing. The stories were great. The messages were great. I think it's always really important to leave a message when you're writing things. And so it was very clear what they were trying to get at. There's nothing really annoying about this drama. I think what's also refreshing is the fact that there's nothing annoying about this drama, because cheating plots can go really, really annoying. But what I really, really appreciated, and one of the reasons that makes this drama so great, despite it being like nothing really super original, is just how it was executed. So yeah, going back to the cheating thing. So they have a child together, of course. So her husband, who is cheating on her, ends up regretting his decision, because even if he doesn't love his wife, he realizes that he hurts his child, and like ultimately he does care about his child. So I think that's really the main reason that end up being like, hey, I'm sorry, like I did you wrong and I did you dirty. And I think that admittance was really important to me. It was also so refreshing to see that he did not just like give everything up for his mistress and he was just a terrible father, because he was a good father. He wasn't a good husband. And I think that complexity, and I just love it. Like, people are real like that. He regretted his mistake. He doesn't love her, but he just felt sorry that he did that to her because he once loved her, you know? And yeah, so what starts off as like you think will be this really messy divorce case, it ends up being settled so quietly. And it's also realistic because they have a daughter. Like, she was angry, but she knows like she won't be satisfied making it a big deal and winning this case and everything because her daughter's gonna get hurt in the process. And so this is the kind of drama it is. It's way more nuanced and complex. It's not just your basic, like cheap, like trashy kind of K-drama where like a makjang, everyone's like ripping each other's hairs and stuff like that. Like, no, it was realistic. It was very human. You get all these emotions evoked, like such solid, like very, really well written, genuinely. Chung Nara, who's our female lead, the big boss over here, she won a Daesung for this, so obviously her acting was insane. Very on fire, very great. But the thing is, her character, like, it could go so tropey and she could just be this cold-hearted, like ruthless boss, but she's not. She has emotions. She's definitely good at being level-headed, objective, but she has emotion. She's her own person, and she's not a terrible boss. Just because you're cold and you're good at your job and successful does not mean you're a terrible person and a terrible boss, okay? I just think that those things can be true. Like, they're not mutually exclusive. So, mutually exclusive, is that the right word? Anyways, but yeah, so this is a very solid drama. I'd say the -1 point is just simply, I'm a romance girly. I got disappointed because she had a love line and that just never got developed. If that got developed a little bit more, I would enjoy this a little bit more. Yeah, so despite it not being my genre, 9 is extra, extra high, and this does deserve a 10 in a way. It's just, sorry, my emotions were not there because romance girly. So in second place, I have The Midnight Romance in Hagwon, and I rated this the perfect 10 out of 10. So this follows a very successful hagwon teacher. Her best and favorite student grows up and eventually decides to quit his prestigious job to come be a hagwon teacher, and basically her life gets crazy from then on out and they fall in love. This is very nuanced drama, number one. People might think it's silly how a student-teacher relationship can cause such a scandal, but in Korea, I think you have to understand the social context of, yeah, they're just judgy like that. Like, I don't know what else to say. So, one hand, some people might just think it's not that deep, it's not that serious. How did they make an entire drama about this? But makes sense. I loved how nuanced and subtle this entire drama was. Their romance, their chemistry was really, really great. again, this drama might come as a shock. I think a lot of these dramas are pretty shocking because some people really didn't like these dramas. I think Good Partner is probably the only one that people really can't argue about. But there are a lot of people that don't really like this drama. Some people think it's really slow, but for me, I didn't think so. Like, I thought it was really romantic throughout. Some of the dialogue is really intense. I went through Reddit posts and people that get it. Like, the intellectuals get it. Okay, so if you want to be an intellectual or if you are an intellectual, you should watch this drama. Like, this drama is a gem. But yeah, some of the dialogue they have is, I think one scene that I remember reading a Reddit post about that I really loved the way the Redditor described it was when she is having an argument with the teacher in the very beginning about their values of being a hagwon teacher versus being like a teacher. Basically, teachers have more prestige. Hagwon teachers are like cheap sells. I don't know. They just aren't respected. They're just people. I feel like they see them as like money grubbers. And the thing is, hagwons make bank. So yeah, she makes more money than a teacher too as well. And so I think in a way that makes the teacher who she argues with in the beginning like unhappy because prestige being a teacher, like he takes a lot of pride in his role. And he just doesn't see hagwon teachers as like real teachers. They're just capitalist, and so he's got like that's also what I love about this drama, right? You've got this whole grand scheme of things, right? Like the teacher definitely has this elitism, and then our hagwon teacher, she is like the capitalist, but she likes what she does, and she also sees herself as a teacher. She cares about the students, and like of course the grades are everything, but it's also more than that. Yeah, the complexity of this drama is really what makes it such a gem. But yeah, basically that's why I love this drama so much. The subtleness, the nuances, the complexity, the thoughts, the dialogue, everything was super mature, well written. I've seen this director a couple times, but this writer really popped off. I think it's like her first work. I'm really interested in seeing what else she writes. The dialogues were beautiful. It's very intellectual, educated. You can really feel that vibes, and it's very new and refreshing for a drama. I'm surprised more people didn't love it. Like, I really don't understand what people don't like about it. Some people get annoyed with the music and the darkness, but come on, that's just a stylistic thing and it's not about the writing. But yeah, the relationship, the development was really great. The way she resisted, the way they have this chemistry. Oh, their chemistry was great, by the way. This was a really well done younger man, older woman drama. Everything about this drama was really just perfect. Yeah, there's genuinely, I found no flaws with this drama whatsoever. The pacing was great. Characters, acting, everything about this drama was great. I don't know why people don't like it. Like, if you tell me why you don't like it, I'll tell you why I don't feel the same way, but I don't see it. I don't know why everyone isn't talking about this drama some more. But if you haven't even heard about it, because it is pretty underrated, I'd say, maybe people just haven't heard about it, I highly recommend you go watch this. There is a very solid reason it's number 2. Like, honestly, in any other year, this could be number 1, but our number 1 drama was way too strong this year. So with that, let's go into it. And number 1 should come as no surprise, but my drama of the year in first place is Lovely Runner. And of course, I rated this a 10 out of 10. This drama can be an 11 out of 10. This drama is it. Basically, this plot follows this girl who is paralyzed in her legs, I don't know, waist down. She's paralyzed, and she basically wants to kill herself until she ends up falling in love with this boy band called this idol boy group called Eclipse, and her bias is Sunday because when she's really struggling, he kind of gives her a call and tells her like everything will be okay. Yeah, and so basically from that, she kind of regains her will to live, and then she kind of gets by being a fangirl. One day he dies, and she ends up going back in time, and basically her goal is to save him, and some more stuff ensues. But basically, this drama is perfect. This drama is everything. I know recently people have been calling it overrated, but I think you have to be a fangirl at heart. This is fangirl heaven right here. Sunday is everything we want in a male lead. He's perfect. He's sweet. He's a dork. Hyun Woo-seok was made for this role. He's this hopelessly in love, dorky, sweet, handsome, attractive dude, caring, thoughtful. Like, he was born to love Im-sol, and well deserved, because Im-sol is lovable. She's sweet, she's bubbly, she's kind, she's funny, she's everything I want in a female lead, and they're basically just perfect together. The plot, so as I mentioned, it's the whole revolutionary thing. This entire show changed due to the fact that he was always in love with Seoul, and that is what made this drama. That is what made this drama blow up for a very, very valid reason, okay? I think this is not overhyped at all. This is so well deserved. This was airing at the time I think that Queen of Tears was airing, and I think 2 episodes in, I was like, this is it. Like, I'm going to love this drama. Like, the second they established the premise that Sunjae was in love with Seoul, it changed the entire course of the drama and it made it so much better. So yeah, the pacing was great. Their chemistry, absolutely great. That's why everyone is delusional, think they're dating. I think they're clearly not dating. I would debate about Kim Ji-won and Kim Soo-hyun. They might actually be dating. I'm not sure about that one. I wouldn't be surprised. But this one, I think they're very clearly not dating, but that just goes to show their chemistry off the charts. Sunjae is a character that will go down in the history. I've watched a lot of dramas, I think over 500 at this point. I've been watching for over 10 years, and this drama is like maybe in my top 10. To be fair, this is so my preference. It's a rom-com, it's funny, it features a fangirl, and I'm a fangirl myself. Like, I grew up with K-pop too, so I totally understand. I relate to her fangirl passion and joy. It's just such a sweet drama, you know? I think you need to have a little bit childish joy in you. You have to, like, not take it seriously. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is not revolutionary. Actually, it is really revolutionary. I can't even say it's not revolutionary. Like, it's genuinely just a rom-com, okay? At the end of the day, it's just a rom-com, but it's just so well done. It's just the example. It's like the textbook definition of how you're supposed to do everything, how you're supposed to build characters, family, like everything it does is so well done. And I love that the main emphasis is on our main leads. Like, that also is what I love about it so much. Sometimes you can get a little sick of the side characters, but yeah, they don't focus on them. They focus on the plot and they focus on our main leads. And I love that there's actually just so much plot to go on because the whole time traveling aspect and trying to save him, it can get repetitive, but at least it's like a little bit unpredictable. Like, I actually wasn't sure this was going to be a happy ending until the tree thing happened. And so yeah, it's just all those little sweet moments, all the detail, the affectionate way he looks at her. This brings me happiness. This brings me joy. And that is everything a K-drama should be. There was honestly like no chance anything could top this drama of the year. I'm amazed. It's genuinely beautiful, so well written. Like, I don't even know how to do this drama justice. If I made an entire video dedicated, maybe I could. Well written, masterpiece. You need to watch it. Like, if you watch anything, you need to watch this. There is absolutely not a single thing I can find wrong with this drama. So, yeah, we love her. She's great. So with that, we have wrapped up the best and the worst of 2024. Yeah, it was a pretty decent year. If I'm being honest, I think there are definitely better years. But yeah, Lovely Runner really came out, so I guess I can't say anything about it. Yeah, this is the last of my rankings, and then I will try to do a video where I speed run every single drama I watched. I have to talk about them in a minute or less, which is really hard because in this video alone, I've been talking over an hour for only like 10 dramas. So it's clear speed running 1 minute under reviews is going to be tough, but I want to try it out. I don't know if that video will perform as well as my recent videos. But yeah, also thank you so much for everyone that is watching my drama related videos. I really appreciate it. Please join the Discord as usual. Really want to build this community up. And yeah, I'm excited for 2025 dramas, you know. I'm excited for 2025 in general too, what the future holds. I'm off to a great start, I feel like. And yeah, so that is all for this one. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.